Okay everyone, so you've probably seen a lot of the videos on the recently new MG4 and if like me, a lot of the videos you've seen I've been saying how good the car is, and it's one of the best EVs on the market. Well, we bought our car on the back of me watching quite a lot of YouTube videos, and all the reviews were saying how good the car was, so I thought this is going to be our first EV car, our electric vehicle, so I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. All the reviews are saying the car is really good. Now, on the whole, I would tend to agree with a lot of the things in the videos. It's a Chinese brand, it's not that expensive, and for that it seems well put together. The doors shut with a solid thud, there's no squeaks or rattles. We've had ours now, which is a trophy long range. We've had that for about 3 or 4 weeks, and in this video I'm not going to cover all the things that you've probably seen in all the other videos that are out there, saying how good the car is and all the different features that the car has. Purpose of this video is to just bring to light a few things, niggles perhaps, that we found after 3 or 4 weeks of owning the car that has kind of put a dampener on the ownership. The first problem we have, and this is quite a major one because as I am registered blind and I can't drive anymore, my wife has to do all the driving. Now, that in itself isn't really an issue, but it's just brought to light that if you are going to buy one of these MG4s, I would suggest that you do take it for a really good test drive first. My wife is prone to having a bit of sciatica and can occasionally have a bad back. Now, we kind of didn't take that much of a test drive, and with it being our first EV, when my wife was driving it, it was more about getting to terms with driving an electric vehicle for the first time, so she's more concerned about that. But after having the car for 3 or 4 weeks, we've now found that the seats don't come with a lumbar support, which is a big negative for my wife, and she has struggled like mad to find a comfortable position to drive the car. We've tried several aftermarket lumbar cushions and still can't get a comfortable seating position for her to drive any distances. So with that in mind, sadly we've decided we're going to give the car back and try something else. So that was the major issue that we found with the MG4. There has been a few other little, shall we say, glitches. Some of those have been to do with the safety features of the car, namely the lane keep assist and the rear collision avoidance systems on the car. They seem, although they seem a good idea to have, they do seem to be very sensitive and too eager to kick in. So one of the things, we always have to go into the settings and turn the lane keep assist off mainly. Every time we get in the car, you can't just turn it off and that's it off. You've got to do that every time. One of the reasons with that is that when you're driving, it's very sensitive and like I said, too eager to kick in. And when it does kick in, it gives you a warning beep followed by a sudden, quite strong tug of the steering wheel, which can be disconcerting when there was absolutely no need for it from what we've seen. The other has been the rear collision avoidance. We found that when we've been parking onto our parking space in front of the house, we've been off the road and the car has detected cars coming up behind on the road and suddenly slammed the brakes on, and slammed the brakes on so hard that it actually feels like we've hit something. It's such a sudden, abrupt stop, when again we were off the road, there was no chance of any collision at all. It's just too eager to kick in. Another niggle that we've had has been regarding the infotainment system. These are more slight niggles more than anything. The radio, like I say, in our Trophy long range, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it, but we can turn the car off with the radio on, and when we come back to the car, the radio's turned itself off. So we have to turn the radio back on every time we restart the car. Then occasionally the car we won't have the radio on, and when we start the car, the radio will come on. There's been a couple of situations where we've turned the radio on, and then after 5-10 minutes the radio's just shut off. There's been no sound from the speakers, and we can't change any radio stations, and the only way we can do that is to stop the car, turn it all off and turn it back on, so like a reset type thing, if you will. That has also happened a couple of times with regards to getting the vehicle into drive. A couple of times the car has refused to go into drive, and the only way around that has been to shut the car off completely, lock the doors, reopen the doors, which seems to reboot the system, and off you go again. Some really good positive things that we like about the car is the turning circle is really good. The steering is pretty light, and you can turn the car around really easy. You don't need a big space to be able to turn the car around in its own length. And the camera system, the 360 camera, when you look at the overhead, that's great to tell whether you are straight and within a parking space. You can see all the white lines around, and you know you park perfectly. Downside on that is there's no front parking sensors. So yeah, just a few little niggles. I think a lot of it could be sorted out with a software upgrade or something like that from MG. But like I say, the main thing for us was the comfort side of the driver's seat, and not being able to get comfortable. With Jane being the main driver, it's a big thing. So unfortunately for us, the ownership experience is coming to an end. It is a nice looking car. It's a nice car if you can come up with if you can live with these few shortcomings. So if you are thinking of the MG4, bear in mind all these shortcomings, watch all the other reviews, see how good the car is, look for the bad reviews as well, and before you go ahead and make the decision to buy one, take it for a good test drive and give it a good test drive and see if it is for you. Like I say, unfortunately for us, we can't put up with a few little niggles, and especially the seating position, but other than that, it's a shame because the car is a reasonably nice car. The colour is decisive. I love the colour. I think it looks great in the volcano orange. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed watching. Bear in mind the few negative comments. I'm not a downer on the car. There are some good points to it, but I just wanted to make this video to let prospective owners out there know the good things as well as the bad. There's all the positive things out there, but a few bit of bad points that we've thought about. I just want you all to know out there. But on the whole, it is a good car, but unfortunately because of the driving position, like I say, we can't keep up with it any longer. So unfortunately we're going to let the car go, and we'll get something new very shortly. So I may do a review on the new car, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and we'll hopefully see you in another video. Thanks for watching.